Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zupo Field in Lodi, California for the 2012-2013 Sac-Joaquin Section Division 6 Championship game between Bradshaw Christian of Sacramento and Mariposa. Bradshaw Christian up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning thanks to a home run by the third baseman Seth Vandergrift, taking crushing a home run to right center field to put the Pride up by a run here. Mariposa with Sam Tucker, Levi Pune, and Bodie Vagley, the first three batters. Tucker walked on 5 pitches, and he'll take a short lead at first. It's big senior Austin Ragsdale delivers to the right-handed batting Levi Pune. Pitch over the outside corner for a strike, right over the black. See if Ragsdale will keep close tabs on the runner at first base. Sam Tucker takes a generous lead off the bag. Ragsdale will fire across and quick turn and delivery to first base, so will certainly shorten up the lead taken by Tucker here. No balls, 1 strike count here. Again, look over to first from Ragsdale. Left-handed batter Pune at the plate. They'll fire across the first, not in time. Stephen Davies and Michael Smith here from Zupo Field. Mr. Smith and I will take turns on the play-by-play here this afternoon. Here's the 0-1 delivery, high, and looking for that inside portion of the plate. Long look from the umpire there, but count evens at ball and a strike. Bradshaw Christian on a home run from Seth Vandergrift. The early leaders here in the first inning at Zupo Field in Lodi. Here's the 1-1, swung on and hit back up the center for a base hit. Tucker will hold up at second base, and Pune is on. And a bright start here for Mariposa, trying to get back on equal terms. Interesting to note that the shortstop for Bradshaw Christian, Grant Heisinger, kind of played more towards second base, and the ball caromed off the bat. Caught him off guard and trickled into shallow left center field for a base hit. So, runners on first and second here for the Grizzlies. And here's Bodie Vagley at the bat. 2 on, no out. Good delivery from Ragsdale right at the knees for strike 1. Vagley will take his sign from third base coach. Ragsdale is ready from the first base side. 0-1 deliveries, foul back into the screen. So, good response here from Ragsdale with the heater. Late swing to protect that from Vagley, and he'll foul that back into the screens. 2 runners on. It's Tucker on second base, Levi Pune at first. Ragsdale will look towards second base. The 0-2, it's on its way, it's outside, 1-2. A little wild towards the end of that delivery there, and that a couple feet outside, so get a signal here and ready with the 1-2. 2 runners on. Tucker on second, Pune on first. A look back to second, the 1-2 delivery's just a little outside again. Right about the letters, but count evens at 2-2. Bradshaw Christian lead this game on a home run by Seth Vandergrift in the top of the first, but Mariposa threatening here with no outs. 2 on, pitch is swung on a miss, off-speed pitch. He's gone swinging, and that's going to bring up Chaz Pune. Change up there from Ragsdale and fooled Vagley. Chaz Pune, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by the catcher, Liam Fieldstead. 1 out in the inning, but 2 on for Mariposa, trailing by a run here in the bottom of the first inning. A look back to second base from Ragsdale. The delivery is high again. Paint that outside corner at the moment, but last few deliveries have been just a little high. 1 ball, no strikes here to Chaz Fune. Mariposa 22-3 on the year, 13-1 in league play. They defeated this Bradshaw Christian team 4-3 in the Division 6 final last year. That pitch is fouled off, and the count leaving it a ball and a strike. 1 gone in the inning, but Mariposa with 2 runners on. Mariposa in the green uniforms, white pants, the yellow lettering. Bradshaw Christian in the white uniforms with the purple cutaway sleeves. I'm sure Mr. Michael Smith will give you a far more detailed uniform description in the coming innings, so we'll leave him up to that. But it's Mariposa here batting in the bottom of the first. That pitch is fouled off again. So the count goes to 1-2. Fune takes a cut at that one, but just a little late. Fouls it back into the screen. A lot of foul ground here to either side of the plate, back towards the dugout. Narrows as it makes its way down the foul lines. About 6 feet of foul ground or so down towards the wall. Time is called here by Fune. It's 325 to left and right field, 378 to straightaway center field. High walls here, probably between 10 to 12 feet, and especially high back there in center field. So certainly a lot of outfield room here. And that pitch is a strike, and he got him. Long look from the umpire, but another off-speed pitch there. Finds the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks now for Ragsdale. And here's Fieldstead. So after walking Tucker, Fune singled to shallow left center field. Back-to-back Ks from Ragsdale. Here's the first delivery to Fieldstead. That's outside for ball 1. Outfield shifted slightly towards right. Big gap in left center field here. Certainly Fieldstead can find that gap. Have a chance to get back on equal terms. That's a great inside pitch from Ragsdale. Gets Fieldstead swinging. 1-1 here with 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Bradshaw Christian with the early lead. Infield shifted more towards the right side. A look back from Ragsdale. Delivery swung on and missed, and he's really settling in now. It's the big senior here. Has an opportunity here on this 1 ball, 2 strike count to retire the final 3 Mariposa batters, all with strikeouts. Ragsdale shakes off a call from the first base side, comes set. Keeps an eye on second base. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled way back and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Michael Smith will take over for innings 3, 4, and 5. As we present the Division 6, Division 5, and Division 4 games here from Zupo Field on Memorial Day. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Tremendous pitch. Again, upstairs from Ragsdale. Mariposa threatening getting the first 2 runners on base, but Ragsdale comes back to strike out Vedgley, Fune, and Fieldstead. End of the first inning. It's Bradshaw Christian 1, Mariposa 0. This will be Kutsubos, Mero, and Palmer then for Mariposa coming up in the bottom of the second inning. And we'll get our second look now at Bradshaw Christian. Michael Smith here totaling up the pitch count from the first inning. As we mentioned, Vandergrift crushing a Broccini pitch over the right field fence. It's only a poke out to right center field, probably about 350. So that high wall. So it'll be Heisinger, Betts, and Stasi for Bradshaw Christian here. 23-6 overall, 12-0 in the Sierra Delta League. third appearance in as many years for the Pride, defeating Delta 15-2 in 6 innings in 2011 and then losing to Mariposa 4-3 last year. So Coach Drew Rickett, no stranger to this sort of big stage here on Memorial Day. So here's Heisinger, a left-hand bat, stepping to the plate, playing shortstop today and wearing number 10. Brochini on top of the mound. Heisinger batting .525 on the season, 97 plate appearances, 42 of 80, 15 doubles, so certainly has some wheels. Brochini's first delivery then is swung on and hit to center. That'll drop in for a base hit. Wasted no time there. Pitch is outside, a little high, right around the letters. Heisinger didn't need a second invitation to crush that to left center field for a base hit. So first pitch seen from Brochini, hits it to left. Pride have a runner on. Here's Kyle Betts, or number 8, the right-handed bat, playing left field for the Pride this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. Brochini will fire across to first. Heisinger taking a hefty lead there at first base, but lanky frames able to dive back underneath the tag. No balls, no strikes then to Betts. Again, fires across. Not in time. Betts Jr. batting .365 on the season, 31 of 85, 99 plate appearances on the year, 7 doubles and a triple, 24 RBIs. There's a curveball right over the outside corner, tremendous pitch at the knees for a strike. That 12-6 curveball there just paints the outside corner. Heisinger a steady lead at first. Fire across, not in time. Field shifted towards the right side. Back deep towards the edge of the dirt at short, playing in towards the line at third. Outfield straight away. 0-1 delivery from Brochini, goes back to the curveball, doesn't get the call. That looked good from here. Time going to the inside portion of the plate. Similar location, right around the knees, but umpire calls the ball. Ball on the strike then, here to Betts. Heisinger not taking as much of a lead as we've seen in previously, but Brochini obviously concerned about the speeds are over here at first. As we mentioned, 15 doubles on the air, so you could certainly move. Ball on the strike then. Bradshaw Christian here with the early lead in the top of the second inning. Here's the delivery. It's outside. He off goes Heisinger, and he's in safely at second base for the steal. Not the best throw from Fieldstead. And Heisinger able to slide in second base without much concern, and now interested to see how they play him here at second base. No one really covering the bag over here at second at the moment. Shortstop made a move across. The delivery is outside. So 3 balls and a strike. No outs in the inning. Heisinger single to open the inning. Steals second base. So in scoring position now for Kyle Betts. And a hitter's count here, 3-1. Calls for time. Heisinger's had some success on the base pass this season. 14 steals in 16 attempts. It's now his 15th steal of the season. So he takes second base. That pitch is over the outside corner. Wow, great pitch. Count goes 3-2. Well, I can't blame Bradshaw for taking a couple steps out of the box. He thought that was ball 4, but that curveball from Brochini catches the outside corner, and the count goes full. For the first time this top half of the second inning. Full count delivery from Brochini's on its way. That's outside. That's going to be ball 4. Good job, though, by field set to prevent that from rolling to the backstop. So he walks bats. And now the Pride have 2 on. And a chance for Stasi to bring a couple runners home here, perhaps. Stasi batted 408 on the season, 20 of 49, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs. He's walked 15 times and struck out just 5 times on the year. And that's strike 1. Good pitch on the outside again from Brochini. Certainly favoring the off-speed pitches here early on. First baseman playing in here. About 15 feet or so in from the bag. Fire back to second, and well, Heisinger gets back to the bag in time, but corner infield is playing in here. Outfield still straight away. Catcher sets up outside here for Brochini's delivery. Curveball again, finds the target. Great pitch once again from the senior. The 0-2 with 2 on. Field sets that outside again. That's going to be outside for ball 1, so no outs in the inning. Bradshaw Christian certainly threatening here. The runners on base. Heisinger on second. Betts on first. Cheney from the first base side. Delivers, and that's outside, and the runners will advance. Field said wisely worried about making sure he get underneath the ball there and prevent it from getting past him. The runners both advance here. 2-2 now. Runners on second and third, no outs. Putting the ball in play, should score a run here for the Pride. Right side of the infield, right around the edge of the dirt here, so hoping we can get a ground ball here. Let's see. 2-2 delivery is on its way. It's a curveball swung back and fouled off into the screen. Count stays at 2-2. Grant Dragmeyer, the right fielder, will follow for Bradshaw Christian. See if he goes back to the curveball here. Again, field sets out outside. Pitch is swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded cleanly, fires across the first in time. That's just the result that Brochini was looking for there. They got a ground ball in the infield. Well handled at second by Kutsubos. And they'll get a runner out. More importantly, keep Speedy Heisinger over there at third base. So first runner, or first out I should say, for Bradshaw Christian. And here's Grant Dragmeyer. Sophomore, batting .319 on the year. 22 hits, 69 at bats. And he takes strike 1 there from Brochini. So it appears that Ragsdale is more of a fastball type of pitcher. Brochini trying to set you up with his off-speed stuff. Curveball again, gets past the catcher. He's going to have to hustle here. Heisinger's in there in time. Well, you knew it was on the cards if the ball was to get past the catcher, and Speedy Heisinger on third base. He didn't need a second invitation to take off there. And despite the best effort of Brochini to cover the plate, Heisinger just too fast. He's able to get in underneath the tag. Fieldstead did well to field that one back off the backstop there, but Heisinger bearing down like a freight train, scores the second run for Bradshaw Christian, first of this inning. Betts advances to third, so with one out, pitch is swung on, foul back, out of play. Again, just putting the ball in the outfield here would score the run for Bradshaw Christian. They're up 2-0 here in top of the second inning. The 1-1 pitch is outside. Long look again from the umpire. Fieldstead did well to frame that on the outside. Been getting that outside call here so far, but count goes 2-2 now. Here it is. That's going to be outside again. Full count now, once again. One out in the inning. Runner on third is Kyle Betts for Bradshaw Christian. Lead 2-0 in the top of the second inning. Infield playing in here. Genie's full count delivery. Goes back to the heater, and that's ball 4. Well, certainly finding that outside portion of the plate, but thought he had that there right around the knees, but umpire says ball 4. That's now the second walk in the inning. Heisinger single to open the Pride's account here in the top of the second, then he walks Betts. Stasi grounded out 4-3. Now Dragmeyer has walked, and they've runners on the corners here with one out. Here's Zach Rogers, a junior, fires across to first, not in time. Rogers wearing number 5, playing second base, the junior. The 9th batter in the order here for the Pride. Shortens up the lead, taken by Dragmeyer at first base. Rogers, a fine season, batting .298. 25 of 84 on the season. Off goes the runner, Dragmeyer, and he's going to be in there easily. Not, again, the best of throws from Fieldstead as second baseman Zupo, excuse me, had to come in to reel that one in. It's underthrown. I think that's the third steal now of the top of the second. Bradshaw Christian with one out, threatening once again. Runner on third is Betts. Dragmeyer now, thanks to the steal, down to second. Time called here by Rogers, a right-handed bat. Field again playing in. Good pitch. Fine delivery from Brochini as that broke back over the plate. Finds the outside corner. Count 1-1 now with one out. Top of the second, Bradshaw Christian leading 2-0 and looking for more. Fieldstead sets up outside again. The 1-1 is outside. 2-1 now. Back to the top of the order then for the Pride, and Brian Stone in the on-deck circle. The 2-1 is on its way, swung on and hit right back up the middle. That'll score 1. Around third comes Dragmeyer. He's going to have to hustle. It's going to be in there in time. Bradshaw Christian score 2 runs on the Zach Rogers single to center field. A lot of time for the 9th batter in your order to step up with a single and score. 2 RBI single for the junior. Bradshaw Christian here, leading by 4 runs now in the top of the second. Still only 1 out in the inning. Despite Broccini's best efforts there, as the ball came right back at him, he's just slightly out of place as he falls off towards the left side of the pitcher's mound there, and Rogers, a sharply hit ball right back up the middle of the field. No chance for the middle infielders there to reel that one in. And a conference on the mound now with 1 out in the inning. Bradshaw Christian, thanks to bases clearing single, 2 RBI single by Rogers, have a comfortable advantage here. So Bruce Bagley, the Mariposa County coach, out to the mound for a quick word. No doubt to discuss how they'll deal now with the top part of this Bradshaw Christian lineup. It's Stone, the center fielder. He'll be followed by the catcher Josh Criswell. Bradshaw Christian opened the scoring on the Seth Vandergrift solo shot to right center field in the first inning. They've come back for 3 here in the second. So Heisinger single to open the inning. Betts was walked. Stasi grounded out 4-3. Dragmeyer was walked. And then Rogers singled to score Betts from third and Dragmeyer from second after he stole second during the at-bat. So 1 out in the inning. Runner on first is Rogers. Rogers a perfect 8 of 8 on steals this year. Takes a long lead off first. That pitch is swung on and hit to center field. Nice running catch made out there by Caleb Kelsey for the 2nd out of the inning. Nice job by Kelsey there, rolling back to his right. Made the catch on the run. Not going to be in real trouble with this cavernous outfield here at Zupo Field. As we mentioned, 378 to straightaway center field. 2 outs now. And here's Criswell, the power hitter Seth Vandergrift to follow. Fire across the first base, not in time. Vandergrift on deck here with 2 outs. Criswell ready for the first delivery from Broccini. Bradshaw Christian here, leading by 4 in the top of the second. That's an off-speed pitch. It paints the outside corner for a strike. Short lead from Rogers, taking it first base. Broccini's been doing a lot of that today, firing across the first, but Rogers able to get in underneath the tag. No balls and a strike here to Josh Criswell, a second batter in this Bradshaw Christian order. They lead by 4 here. Broccini goes outside and feels that it had to rise to reel that one in. Counting at a ball and a strike. Pride 23-6 on the year, as we mentioned. Perfect 12-0 in the Sierra Delta League. The 1-1 pitch is outside. Field says fires down to second base, but not in time. Rogers gets his 9th steal of the year. Field said perhaps expecting that this time was able to step into the throw, and it was right on the money, but the speedy Rogers is able to get in underneath the tag, despite the best efforts of Kutsubos to apply the tag. And once again, Bradshaw Christian have a runner in scoring position here. 2-1 count to Criswell. And time is called. Don't forget Vandergrift, who's already homered in this game, will bat next, assuming Criswell can get on base. 2-1 delivery then from Broccini. A look back to second base. And here's the delivery. Swung on and skied to center field. Kelsey is underneath it. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. But Bradshaw Christian score 3 runs in this top of the second inning. And they're out to a commanding 4-0 lead here in the middle of the second inning. It's Bradshaw Christian 4, Mariposa 0. Welcome back to Zupo Field for the 2012-2013 Sac-Joaquin Division 6 championship game. Bradshaw Christian already out to a commanding 4-run lead here in the bottom of the second. There'll be Kutsubos, Mero, and Palmer then for Mariposa here in the bottom of the second. And after making quick work of the Grizzlies in the first inning, senior Austin Ragsdale back out on the mound. A fairly long layoff. That long top of the second inning. Comes back with a strike. So the count's 2-1 after a couple of blazing fastballs on first two deliveries. Ragsdale works quickly. Pitch is swung on and hits a right field. Could be trouble here for the right fielder. Long run in and makes the catch. Both hands nicely done out there in right field by Grant Dragmeyer. Went straight away in right center field. That was Dragmeyer to run to his left. Makes a catch about 5 feet inside the foul line in right. So Kutsubos gives it a good ride, but he flies out to start this bottom of the second. Here's Mero. That one's high from Ragsdale. Good season for the senior. 0.41 ERA. That's a strike to even the count at 1-1. 8-1 on the year in 11 appearances. 10 games started. He's pitched 51 innings on the season. 65 Ks, just 10 walks. And he's well on his way to another strikeout here. Giving up a walk and a single. Oh, and he strikes him out. Oh, it's a nasty pitch there on the outside corner. No chance for Mero. Goes down. It's quickly the 4th strikeout already for Ragsdale on the day, and the senior is dealing, working quickly. 2 outs now. Here's James Palmer playing right field today for the Grizzlies. The senior, right-handed bat, wearing number 22 for the Grizzlies this afternoon. There's a fastball right over the heart of the plate. 2 strikes. You think Ragsdale has a barbecue to get to the way he's delivering here. That pitch is back inside to Palmer. A ball and 2 strikes. Ragsdale certainly not afraid to challenge hitters inside there. We've seen already twice in the inning. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back into the screen. Palmer stays alive here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Broccini will follow here for the Grizzlies, assuming Palmer can get on base. Ragsdale, a long look into the plate. Catcher sets up outside. Pitch is grounded down the first base line, but foul. Fisted that one foul down the first base side, but big senior here will work from the first base side. Just a slight delay in play here as they retrieve that foul ball hit. So Ragsdale set, then the 1-2 on its way. Comes back with a heater and gets him. Another K, his 5th of the day so far, as Palmer goes down swinging through 2 complete here at Tony Zupo Field. It's Bradshaw Christian 4 and Mariposa 0. We will take a short break here, and it'll be my pleasure to welcome Michael Smith onto the broadcast, and he will take you through innings 3, 4, and 5.
Michael Smith here with you on what is a cloudy, overcast day in the Central Valley, Lodi, California, the host city for today's action in the Sac-Joaquin section. The Divisions 4, 5, and 6 championship, starting with Division 6. Bradshaw Christian and Mariposa, the two teams dueling here for the Division VI crown. And as Stephen has alluded to, this is a rematch of last year's Division VI championship, in which Mariposa snapped a 2 straight streak of championships by Bradshaw Christian. They were looking to make it 3 straight last year, and Mariposa crashed their party. And speaking of crashing the ball, there was the leadoff batter here for Bradshaw Christian, that being Seth Vandergrift. Really put a hard charge into that foul ball. He has already displayed his power in this game, as back in the first inning he had a solo home run that clearly made it past the right or over the right field wall. Burkini misses up high there to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike now to Seth Vandergrift. Vandergrift, a left-handed bounder, crouch stance, facing Burkini, who's just floating pitches in there. Not much of a come-at-you aggressive fastball type of pitcher. Very deceptive off-speed, kind of a Barry Zito-esque pitcher, if you will. And he gets Vandergrift to chase it after an outside fastball there, and Vandergrift barely gets a piece of it and places that one foul and out of play. So now the count once again even, this time 2 balls and 2 strikes to the starting third baseman for Bradshaw Christian, whose team leads 4-0 here in the top half of the third. Inside pitch that Vandergrift couldn't lay off, and that would have been a ball had he not swung. He did swing, chased it low and inside, and nearly took off the head of the coaches sitting there near the dugout for Mariposa. First base side. 2-2 pitch, and once again Seth Vandergrift takes a hack at it and fouls out of play, this time towards his fans' direction. Most of the Bradshaw Christian fans behind the Bradshaw Christian dugout, which is over on the third base side. Burkini getting set, kicks and deals, a 2-2 delivery. Vandergrift swings and hits it into center field. Sky ball running up now to get it will be the center fielder. That is none other than Kelsey, I'm sorry, who comes in and makes the catch. Caleb Kelsey, who is not in the lineup for Mariposa, but is the starting center fielder. 1 away, and now here's the pitcher, Austin Ragsdale, at the plate. And Ragsdale showing good patience there as he lays off the low and outside slider offered out from Burkini. 1-0 the count. Ragsdale 0 for 1 in this contest with the fly out to right to end things in the first. Hard hit bouncer over to short, and the shortstop cannot play it, that being Sam Tucker. Ground ball came his way off the bat of Austin Ragsdale, took a nasty hop, and Sam Tucker, not being able to play that, took a high skip near his shoulder and then out into shallow left center field. So that'll be an infield it'll be a hit for Ragsdale. I'm sure that ball was hit pretty hard. If they call that an error, which they're not, it is a hit for Ragsdale. I would have been very shocked had they would have called that an error. And now the righty Burkini getting set. And once again, gives the dirt ball there towards Grant Heisinger as the pitch was low and bounced in front of home plate into the dirt. Heisinger got all the action started in the second inning for Bradshaw Christian when they erupted for 3 runs. As Burkini will check back with Ragsdale first, and Ragsdale gets back in time. But it was Heisinger who had a single into left field. Kyle Betts, during his at-bat, Heisinger would steal a base. Then Betts would go on to walk, leaving 2 on, and Burkini takes a little bit of a leg motion there on the mound after it looked like he was set to pitch. No balk called. They're just going to let Burkini try to figure it out, take a break, and get back on the mound. He's looking hard in at his catcher for some signs. Now offers a pitch high and outside. Runner going. Ragsdale will get to second base safely. And for Ragsdale, that's his first stolen base of the game. And on the season now, Ragsdale is a perfect 13 of 13 in swiping bags. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Grant Heisinger. Another left-handed batter here in this Bradshaw Christian Pride lineup. Burkini comes set with the 2-0 offering, and it's sliced into left center field. It's going to drop. Heisinger's rounding for second, while Ragsdale's coming towards home plate. Ragsdale steps on home, and now a throw into the infield lost, and so Heisinger's going to make it to third. Ragsdale coming around from second to score. Heisinger, who stopped at second, and then once the errant throw was made from the outfield on in, he decided to take off towards third, so that should be a double with an advance. And I think that's going to signal the end of the day for the starter for Mariposa, Nick Burkini. Not a long start. And when I was talking to Coach Vegley, he was saying how he needed his team to get up on Bradshaw Christian first, and that's definitely hasn't been the case. An RBI double off the bat of Grant Heisinger. Makes this now a 5-1 ball game. With 1 out here in the top half of the third inning. And so the new pitcher now in on the mound for Mariposa is going to be Noah Fluharty. Fluharty, a sophomore right-handed thrower. And I will track all of the stats for Burkini as soon as I can. And so we're back in as Kyle Betts will stand in against a new pitcher, that being Noah Fluharty for Mariposa. Betts, a right-handed batter, thought about swinging at the pitch from Fluharty and then let it go by as the changeup broke a little low and out of the zone for a ball. 1-0 the count. Betts, who in his first plate appearance in the second drew a walk, as Fluharty catches the outside part of the plate with the fastball there. 1-1 to count to Betts. And while Betts was at the plate before collecting that walk, it was Heisinger, who had a single prior to his at-bat, who stole towards second as Betts hits at the pitch there and cracks it foul. 1-2 to count. Betts, who got it all the way up to a full count before collecting the walk in his first at-bat. And now is set. And so is the pitcher, Fluharty. Comes over the top with the curveball over to Betts. Betts hits it towards short. The throw is to first in time from Tucker to Vegley. That'll keep Heisinger put at third base on the 6-3 put out there. And so now Blake Stassi will come to the plate. 5-0 is your score. Bradshaw Christian out front. And Stassi showing good vision as he stares at that slider that breaks to the outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Stassi 0 for 1 with a ground out in his first at-bat. Fluharty's pitch there misses high. It's a fastball. 2-0 now the count to Stassi. Over on third base is Grant Heisinger, whose RBI double brought in Austin Ragsdale. A one-hopper over towards short. Once again gathered and collected by Sam Tucker. Throws on over to Vegley for the third out. And Mariposa finally gets out of this third inning. It took 2 pitchers to get out of this inning, but they finally did after giving up a run on 2 hits. We're going to go into the bottom half of the third with Bradshaw Christian leading by a score of 5-0 here on PlayOnSports.com. All right, folks, we're back here for the bottom half of the third inning. Mariposa at the plate. It's going to be Nick Burkini at the bottom of the order getting his first at-bat. Then back at the top of the order for Sam Tucker and Levi Fain, possibly more, if Mariposa can get the bats going this half inning. Just get on base, period. Doesn't matter if they do it via walks, as they might get their first walk of the game as Sam Tucker led off with a walk to lead the game off against Ragsdale. It just seems so long since we have seen a walk that to me it almost felt like we didn't have any at all because Ragsdale's been so solid since that first walk in the game. A 3-1 count here to Nick Burkini. And look at Ragsdale, who started off way down in the count, 3-0, is now battled back to make it a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to his former counterpart, Nick Burkini. And strike 3, sit him down looking. That's now his 3rd strikeout in a row and 6th of the game for Austin Ragsdale. And today's umpire, very late and exaggerated on his strikeout calls. He makes him kind of sit there for a little bit before giving the exaggerated strike 3 call. the punch-out signal with his wrists and his elbow, his arms. And first pitch swinging was Sam Tucker. A ground ball up the middle. Unassisted. And so that play, unassisted ground ball towards the pitcher, is how Tucker got out. Oh, 2 to count here to Levi Fain. Sorry, guys, I've fallen back a little bit. Levi Fain, a left-handed batter who is 1 for 1 in this contest with a single. And he hits a ground ball through the wickets on Ragsdale. Up the middle, through the legs of Ragsdale. A diving attempt from Zach Rogers couldn't get it as well. Or I'm sorry, make that Grant Heisinger to shortstop, who dove to his left to try to save that ground ball from squirting into the outfield. But that ball was well hit. And it definitely caught spin and momentum after hitting the pitcher's mound before going into the outfield past second base. And so for Levi Fain now, he's 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, really the only batter that's been able to figure Austin Ragsdale out. The only guy with a hit against Ragsdale today. And here's Bodie Vegley, coach, well, son of the coach, Bruce Vegley. Bruce, who played minor league ball back with the Angels. And a quick 2-ball, no-strike count to Bodie Vegley, the big left-handed batter, who looks towards his father, standing over at third for some signals. Ragsdale, meanwhile, is going to take a look back at Levi Fain at first, and Fain slides underneath the tag to get back safely. Once again, Fain will take a lead. Ragsdale, the right-handed pitcher, now sets and throws, and that's going to miss low. So once again, he's down quite a bit in this count. 3 balls and no strikes to Bodie Vegley. He battled back from a 3-0 count against the leadoff batter in this half of the inning for Mariposa, that being Nick Burkini. Got him to strike out looking after starting down 3-0. And once again, he's starting to make his comeback, this time on Bodie Vegley, as the 3-0 offering is a fastball painted on the outside portion of the plate for a strike. 3-1 to count. Vegley took some time outside the boxes, now is back in to face Ragsdale. Ragsdale comes back in with the fastball. That missed just a tad bit low. And so now that'll be the second walk delivered by Vegley. I'm sorry, by Ragsdale. First walk collected by Vegley as he goes on over to first. And the first pitch in towards Chaz Fain, the new batter for Mariposa, is low, 0-1 the count. Next pitch, Fain hacks at it and cracks it foul and out of play down the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. Chaz Fain, who is the designated hitter today. Strictly offense for Chaz. Taking the bat away from the starting center fielder for Mariposa, that being Caleb Kelsey. Left-handed batter into face Ragsdale after the foul ball, and he will hit one that goes into the gap in left center field. Looking for home is Levi Fain, and he will score on an RBI single off the bat of Chaz Fain. And so Mariposa's bat's starting to get it going here. A 2-out rally in the bottom half of the third. Five to 1, Bradshaw Christian, but for Mariposa, they finally get on the board. And Liam Feldstead looks at ball 1. has a chance to really continue doing damage for his Mariposa Grizzlies, as he's now up 2 balls and no strikes on the pitcher Ragsdale. Ragsdale unfolding a little bit here in the third. He looked so perfect through innings 1 and 2, and now starting to get unraveled just a bit, but he does get Liam Feldstedt to ground out on the third pitch. Grounder over towards the second baseman Rogers, who flips underhanded to Heisinger at short to throw out Vegley. And that is how we will get out of the third inning. But not before the Mariposa Grizzlies get a run on the board thanks to an RBI single off the bat of Chaz Fain. So 2 hits and no runners left on. Correction, 2 hits and 1 runner left on. No errors. 5-1 going into the 4th inning. All right, Michael Smith back with you here. Tony Zupo Field in Lodi, California, the site for today's Sac-Joaquin section championships that we are covering here on PlayOnSports.com. As Grant Dragmeyer pops that one foul out of play. No balls and 1 strike to him. The starting right fielder for the Pride. Pride in the all-white uniforms. Even the white hats when they're out there defensively. And Fluharty with a beautiful breaking ball that ends up on the outside portion of the plate for a strike, and now it's 0-2 to Dragmeyer. Fluharty kicks and deals. And the 2-seam fastball high and out of reach, as Liam Feldstedt has to get up out of his position to catch that pitch. 1-2 now the count. And Dragmeyer swings and nicks that one foul. A lot of action went on in Dragmeyer's first at-bat, which would end up with him walking, but a pass ball would score Grant Heisinger. And Dragmeyer swings and hits one over towards short. Tucker corrals it, throws on over to Vegley for out number 1. And so, since the sophomore Noah Fluharty has come into this game, he has managed to successfully get all 3 outs via the ground out, and all 3 of them in 6-3 fashion. Zach Rogers now at the plate for Bradshaw Christian, bottom of the order. He stares at the first pitch out of the zone for a ball. Second pitch from Fluharty is an off-speed pitch that can't quite break over home plate. It'll stay high 2 balls and no strikes for Rogers. Rogers with a 2-run single back in the second inning to make this a 4-0 score at the moment, or to make it what was a 4-0 score at the moment. Rogers pops one foul and out of play, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. While Rogers was at the plate, Dragmeyer stole from first to second. And a beautiful pitch there to even the count up from Fluharty to Zach Rogers. A curveball in towards the plate, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. As I was saying, the Pride uniform, all white. They have the purple sleeves extending out from them. White tank top jerseys, or sleeveless jerseys. As Rogers, once again, showing good patience here, laying off the outside delivery from Fluharty to make it a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fluharty taking a long look in at Liam Feldstead, now gets set with the pitch, and that one is gorgeous for strike 3. You couldn't have asked for a better breaking ball. All Zach Rogers could do was sit and stare at its majestic beauty, and then walk back to the dugout with his head down low. First strikeout of the game garnered by Fluharty. 2 outs, and now back to the top of the order, and Brian Stone. Stone showing bunt, and he does bunt at it and fouls it over towards his team's dugout there. 0-1 the count. To finish on the Valley Christian jerseys, they have purple numbers outlined in gold on the right chest. On the left chest, they have their Bradshaw Christian logo, which is in gold, outlined in purple, and their logo rather similar to the Boston College Boston College logo. As Stone battles back and waits on a pitch outside of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fluharty now offering, and Stone slices that one into outfield depths, but Tristan Merrow out and left makes the catch for out number 3. And so a nice 1-2-3 inning for Noah Fluharty, the sophomore who has come in on relief, or who came in on relief back in the 3rd inning for the starting pitcher, Nick Burkini. And Fluharty has looked quite well. He's done a great job since coming in. He's faced 5 batters and has retired 5 batters. We'll go into the bottom half of the 4th with the score, Bradshaw Christian 5, Mariposa 1, here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports, and also CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. All right, so we're back here for the bottom of the 4th. Mariposa at the dish. It'll be Chris Kutsubis, the starting second baseman, followed by Tristan Merrow and James Palmer. The 3 batters that we know for sure will come to the plate for Mariposa. And Kutsubis has to duck out of the way of that fastball that nearly hits him in the head. Ragsdale losing grip on that pitch. And luckily for Kutsubis, he has cat-like reflexes and was able to duck away from that one. 1-1 the count as Katsubas got out of the way of the first pitch and then looked at the second pitch for a strike. Scoreboard operator having some difficulty here keeping up with the score as he has his 1-2 and should be 2-1. Katsubas swings and hits one, a grounder, one hop over to third base. Seth Vandergrift scoops it up and throws on over to Blake Stassi for the out. And now it's Tristan Merrow at the plate, wearing my favorite number, 24. And he fans, had a fastball offered at him by Ragsdale. 0-1 the count. And Ragsdale once again overpowering Merrow with the fastball for a strike. It's now 0-2 to count. Ragsdale, who is committed to going to San Jose State to play his college ball. He'll be heading there right after this summer as he is a senior. He missed at him now twice after getting ahead 0-2. Now he's thrown 2 low pitches outside to Merrow. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mariposa bench clapping it up, hoping they can urge Merrow on for something great. Merrow popping this one up quite high, shallow infield, calling off everybody for the catch is going to be Kyle Betts, the starting left fielder for Bradshaw Christian. And so now 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And here is James Palmer. Palmer 0 for 1 with the strikeout, swinging in his first plate appearance in the second inning. Watches a ball that was high and outside there. 1-0 the count. Ragsdale now comes with the pitch, and once again, Palmer will sit and stare. Two balls and no strikes. Ragsdale now with the third pitch. And that is a strike. Swing and a miss there from Palmer. So the count is 2 balls and a strike. Ragsdale set. And that pitch is fouled. And actually they're going to say that he was out. I don't know what happened there as far as Palmer being ruled out. I'll have to check with the scorer here as we change innings. But right now, the head coach, Bruce Vegley, out there having a discussion with the umpire. Bruce Vegley, the head coach of Mariposa. Vegley did spend some time in the minor leagues, 4 years to be exact, from 1988 through 1991. The highest level he made it to was with the High A Palm Springs Angels. He was a pitcher. We'll be right back. All right, folks, so we're back here. The count was 1-2 before a strikeout call was made by the umpire, and then the batter who was at the plate at the time for Mariposa, that being James Palmer, had stepped out of the box during his at-bat, and he didn't call for time. And being that he had 2 strikes already on him, that signaled an automatic strike 3 without a pitch even being thrown. So that is how the 4th inning ended for Mariposa, and Bruce Vegley was not thrilled about it, as he carried on quite a lengthy discussion with the home plate umpire in the break between the innings. It's Josh Criswell at the plate now for Bradshaw Christian to lead things off in an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike, facing Noah Fluharty, who has looked pretty good since coming on in relief for the starting pitcher, Nick Burkini. Fluharty misses down low there. And so now it's 2 balls and a strike to Criswell. Criswell, who has flied out twice to center field in his first 2 at-bats. Fluharty's 4th pitch offered to Criswell is hit over towards second base. And Katsoupas throws on over to Vegley for the first out. One away, and now Seth Vandergrift will step to the plate. The man with the power for Bradshaw Christian. The only player to have hit a home run so far in this contest. He hit a solo shot back in the first inning to get Bradshaw Christian on the board and early, and it was a no-doubter. Straightaway right field for Seth Vandergrift, who picked up his 6th home run this season. First pitch from Fluharty to Vandergrift misses outside of the zone. 1 ball, no strike. And coming into this game, I'll make my point in just a second, as Fluharty gets a breaking ball to land perfectly into the strike zone on the outside portion of the plate. 1-1 to count to Vandergrift. Coming into this game, Vandergrift with his 5 home runs was tied for 5th place in the Sac-Joaquin section in overall home runs. Him along with his teammate Austin Ragsdale, the man who's on the mound today. And Vandergrift's ground ball over towards first place gets through the legs of Bodie Vegley. Vegley, who was standing pretty much on first base before the ball was swung on and hit. So then he ran over to his right to try to chase it, and it went right in through his legs and out into right field.
Austin Ragsdale.
It'll be a single for Vandergrift, who is now 2 for 3 on the day, standing over on first. And now the pitcher, Austin Ragsdale, at the plate. Ragsdale, a right-handed batter with that beach blonde hair. And Fluharty's going to check back over on first with Vandergrift, who jogs back over to the base safely. Ragsdale has helped out his own cause so far today, picking up a single and scoring later on. That happened in the 3rd inning. And he taps one on over towards third base. Ground ball that took a couple hops. Foul. Oh, and 1 the count to Austin Ragsdale. The man they call Rags, at least that's what the fans are calling him, that are clad in purple and gold. The 0-1 pitch to Rags is called a strike on the outside part of the plate by the home plate umpire, and so now a quick 0-2 count to Austin. Has his teammate Seth Vandergrift standing over at first. On deck is Grant Heisinger with 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. And Fluharty, once again, is going to throw on over to first to keep Vandergrift at bay. Fluharty getting set. And once again, fakes as if he's going to throw to first this time. He took a fast, menacing look over at first base, but did not offer a throw. So right now, at the moment, Vandergrift really keeping Fluharty's attention. Fluharty has his eyes on Vandergrift, and maybe so much so that now it's starting to become a distraction as he misses down and low to Ragsdale for a ball. 1-2 to count. Once again, Ragsdale continues to peer on over at first. He throws a pitch. Meanwhile, Vandergrift is going to try to steal a base, and Vandergrift will steal second base. On the curveball that misses low and outside from Fluharty. For Vandergrift, that is his first steal of the game. So now with the runner on scoring position here, and Ragsdale lifts that one foul and out of play. And that one might come close to hitting my car. My Monte Carlo better watch out. After all the car troubles I've had in the last 3 years, a smashed window would definitely be something I would not like to add to it. Fluharty now looking over at second with Vandergrift before offering and issuing a pitch to Ragsdale that misses low and inside to the dismay of Grizzly fans here in the house. They thought that pitch was closer in towards the strike zone than what was called by the home plate umpire. And so now it's a full count for Fluharty and Ragsdale. Who's going to win out? Ragsdale lifts one foul and out of play. Giving chase towards that foul ball was James Palmer out in right field. He got over near the fair foul line and then realized that he did not have a chance to go get it. And so the count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Ragsdale, who's trying to help his own cause. A pitcher out the plate, and he smashes a line drive into center field. And taking a slip as he rounded third base was Vandergrift. He'll then pop up and jog back to third base, does Vandergrift. But a seeing eye single off the bat of Austin Ragsdale. He hit that pitch just as hard and fast as he's been throwing his fastballs today. A hard smash of a line drive right back up the middle. And so now 2 straight singles for Bradshaw Christian with only 1 out. Has runners on the corners for Grant Heisinger. Heisinger, 2 for 2 today. A single and a run scored, and then an RBI double in his last at-bat. And I'll have to check if I am indeed correct in that call, if it is a double or if they're calling it a triple. I'll check with the Bradshaw Christian fan, see what he has on Heisinger's last at-bat. It was awkward because he originally stopped at second, and then there was that awkward throw in towards the infield. As taking off for second and making it easily without a throw will be Austin Ragsdale. And that's one thing I'll say about Drew Rickert and how he's coached this game for his ball club today. He's been very aggressive on the base pass. Seems like there's only been 1 runner that has got on and has not been attempted to steal a base throughout this game for Bradshaw Christian. Other than that, everyone else that's gone on has at least attempted to steal. 1-1 count here towards Heisinger. Left-handed batter. With runners on second and third, that being Vandergrift over at third and Ragsdale at second. And an inside breaking ball. Late called strike. Heisinger can't believe the call as he tried to twist and turn away from that inside pitch. And the home plate umpire wasn't buying it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Heisinger. Fluharty acted as if he was going to offer pitch forward to Heisinger and picks off Seth Vandergrift over at third base. Nice play there from Fluharty, who gets applause and cheers from both the fans and teammates over on the bench. And actually, they're going to say that he did not throw him out, or no? It's just that Vandergrift hasn't left third base yet. He felt that maybe he got back in time, as Drew Rickert, the head coach for Bradshaw Christian, who also mans the third base, has had a pretty lengthy discussion with the umpire. He's now been ejected and is going to continue for more conversation. And Drew Rickert is really carrying it on right now with the third base umpire. As I've mentioned, he has already been kicked out and ejected, but he's looking to make a little overtime here and let these umpires know how he's really feeling out there. Vandergrift still has not vacated third base. Meanwhile, there's a mini conference just past the mound, the pitcher's mound, with the sophomore pitcher Fluharty meeting up with his shortstop Sam Tucker and his third baseman Levi Fain. And this could be a change of momentum play here in this ball game. This could be a very key play if Mariposa were to storm back and come back. As I'm curious, I did not get the name of all the assistant coaches for Bradshaw Christian, so I don't know who has taken over now for Drew Rickert for the rest of this ball game. He is now managing third base, and Rickert still carrying it on with the umpire before finally opening the gate from the field on into the stands, the fence, and he gives a little extra slam there at the end as he will now walk into the stands, and we will finally get back to some baseball. The first ejection of the day. We'll see if there's going to be many more to follow in the rest of this game or the Division 5 and 4 games that will be played later on here at this same venue, Tony Zupo Field. Opened in 1924, a classic venue with its venerable overhang, a nice forest green wooden overhang that has shielded us from a slight drizzle that has befallen upon us here for the past 20 minutes, I'd say, half an hour. Heisinger, who was the batter before the pickoff attempt, still in at the plate and slices it foul and out of play. And Fluharty strikes out Heisinger. And so that will get us out of the fifth inning. A little bit of a scare as Bradshaw Christian got 2 hits on 2 singles. But Mariposa gets out of it, thanks in big part to Noah Fluharty, the sophomore pitcher who has come on in relief of the starter, Nick Burkini. Made a very smart play to pick off Seth Vandergrift over at third. And that would cause the head coach of the Bradshaw Christian Pride, Drew Rickert, to blow up over at third base amongst the umpires. He would get kicked out after about a 8-minute, 10-minute delay. Heisinger would then strike out after coming back. So we'll now go into the 6th inning, and Stephen Davies will come back for the play. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, bottom half of the 5th inning still to come before we go into the 6th. And then after that, when we do start the 6th, Stephen Davies will come back. So I get one more inning for you guys to enjoy my voice, and then Stephen Davies, the man himself, Stephen All Davies. It's going to be an all-day affair here at Zupo Field for the two of us. He'll come back and bless the mic for you guys shortly. So I'll be back here in just a couple seconds. Going to take a quick breather here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. All right, so we're back here with Sam Tucker, Nick Burkini, bottom of the order hitter, in to face the starting pitcher for Bradshaw Christian, who's still in at the moment, that being Austin Ragsdale. Burkini has looked at 2 pitches in which the home plate umpire felt have been out of the zone from Ragsdale. And now a 3rd straight pitch, this time missing high, fastball. 3-0 the count. Bradshaw Christian fans in the house not in agreement with the calls that have been made here on these balls and strikes to Burkini. And Burkini lifts that one foul and out of play. And someone's car did get hit. I hear the alarm going off. 3-1 offering from Ragsdale. Misses low and inside to Burkini. And so he will take the free pass over to first base. One on and nobody out.
Number 11, Sam Tucker.
And so back to the top of the order, and Sam Tucker stepping in at the plate. Right-handed batter to face Ragsdale. And Tucker pops that one high and foul and out of play. 1-0 the count to Tucker. Or sorry, make that 0-1 the count to Tucker. Tucker, who walked in his first plate appearance to lead things off offensively for Mariposa. Even advanced to second on a single by Fame, the next batter. But then 3 straight strikeouts from Ragsdale meant that neither Tucker or Fane could come home. It's now 0-2 to count to Tucker. And Ragsdale is going to try to pick off Burkini at first, but Burkini slides back into the bag safely at first. And then Tucker grounded back to Ragsdale in his second at-bat in the 3rd for an unassisted ground out, as Ragsdale scooped it up and then ran over to first base. The 0-2 offering to Tucker misses low and outside for a ball, and now we are at 1-2 to count. On deck is Levi Fane, the only man on the day with 2 hits for the Mariposa Grizzlies. And Ragsdale misses outside and again, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. For the Mariposa Grizzlies, they have the green tops, white pants with a thin green line running down the side of the pants. As Ragsdale will check back with Burkini at first, but Burkini gets back in time. The green tops have a thin white stripe atop the back with yellow stripes going down the underarms. And make that Sam Tucker strikes out looking there at a 2-2 pitch. And so now for Ragsdale, that's his 7th strikeout of the contest. His 3rd strikeout looking. And Levi Fane at the plate. Burkini's going to try to steal for second, and he makes it in time thanks to a great slide. It looked like Burkini was going to be out by a mile when he took off, and the throw was made by Bradshaw Christian's Josh Criswell. But he took a very wide slide around and over the top of second base to avoid the tag and make it in safely. And now that one's hit well. Right field, over the head of Grant Jagmeyer. Burkini will come around from second to score. Staying put at second after the RBI double will be Levi Fane, and he continues to be the key factor in Mariposa's offense today. 3 for 3 is Levi Fain now on the day after that RBI double. 2 singles and a double. He scored the first run and is now responsible for bringing in the second run. And so Levi Fain, undeniably the team's hot hitter and MVP at the moment. They still have a lot more catching up to do, but with another run added to the board, it now closes the deficit to 3 runs, as it now makes the score 5-2 in favor of Bradshaw Christian. There was a slight chat going on at the pitcher's mound as one of the assistant coaches who was taken over for the ejected Drew Rickert came out and had a chat with Ragsdale. Ragsdale still in to pitch here in the bottom half of the 5th, despite giving up a run on an RBI double to Fain. There's only 1 out so far. And that was Sam Tucker striking out, looking before Fain's RBI double. Bodie Vagley waiting for everyone else to get back set. The umpire still calling time, and now Bodie Vagley will be allowed to step into the box, left-handed hitter. Son of the coach, Bruce Vagley. And Bodie twists away from an inside pitch that's still called a strike by the home plate umpire. Caught enough of the inside portion of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count. Bodie 0 for 1 with the strikeout and a walk. And the second pitch to Vagley misses low, bounces in the dirt. 1-1 now the call, or 1-1 now the count to Vagley. To continue on the Mariposa jerseys, on the back are the solid gold numbers outlined in white. As Bodie Vagley swings over the top of a sinking pitch there from Ragsdale. So now the count 1 2 strikes. Across the front it says Mariposa in cursive font in gold outlined in white, and then below the word Mariposa has just white numbers on the left side. And Bodie Vagley called out striking out looking. That's the second strikeout looking collected by Ragsdale here in the bottom half of the 5th. For Vagley now, he has struck out both swinging and looking. Had a little bit of a rough day against Ragsdale, but really, who hasn't? If you look at this game as a whole, Ragsdale has dominated this game for the most part. He's had his failures here and there, but they haven't been many. And this ball gets away from the catcher, that being Criswell. An inside breaking pitch that that took a bounce and skirted away from Criswell, and that allowed Levi Fain from second to run on over to third base. Now I'm really starting to jumble up my words here. Sorry about that, folks. And Chaz Fain will take time before stepping outside of the box. Now he's back in. The 1-0 count to Chaz Fain is a ball. Make that a strike, I'm sorry. To even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fain 1 for 2 with an RBI single in this game as he skies that one foul and out of play down the third base side. In and amongst the trees behind the fans. And so 1-2 now to count to Chaz. Chaz Did a great job of laying off that high fastball outside. Merely looked like he wanted to swing, but instead he just stared at it all the way. Even to count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was Chaz Fain's RBI single that first got the Grizzlies on the board back in the 3rd inning. Now facing Ragsdale, who pitches, and Fain swings and hits it up against the fence above the backstop here. So the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chaz Fain and Levi Fain, brothers. Chaz, the older brother, and he hits a ground ball over towards first base, which is scooped up by Blake Stassi. And Stassi will run on over to first and touch the base for out number 3. Unassisted ground out over to Stassi will end the inning and take us to the 6th. But not before Mariposa gets another run to try to close this deficit down a bit, as they will go into the 6th inning trailing by 3 with the score: the Bradshaw Christian Pride 5 and the Mariposa Grizzlies 2 here in the 2013 Sac-Joaquin Section Division 6 Baseball Championship game being played live in Lodi, California at Tony Zupo Field here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. All right, folks, and we're back here, Michael Smith and Stephen Davies, as we broadcast live from the Tony Zupo Field in Lodi, and Stephen Davies coming back on the play-by-play broadcast for the 6th and 7th.
Thank you, Michael. Top of the 6th inning here from Zupo Field in Lodi. The first delivery from Fluharty is inside for a ball. It'll be Betts, Stasi, and Dragmeyer here for Bradshaw Christian in this top of the 6th inning. The 1-0 is swung on and hit sharply between third and short for a base hit. Kyle Betts is on base. I believe that's his second hit of the ball game, or his first hit, excuse me. He had a walk back in the 2nd inning, grounded out 6-3 in the 3rd. So Betts is on base, and here's Stasi, 0-2 on the game so far. A couple of groundouts back in the 2nd and the 3rd. Perhaps a big moment of this game so far was when Coach Drew Rickett got thrown out back in the 5th inning. Interesting to see how Mariposa will respond. Of course, they need to get out of this inning. Trailing by 3 runs, down 5-2 here in the top of the 6th. But already, Bradshaw Christian have a runner on and a 3-run advantage. Fluharty fakes the throw to first. Working more towards the center of the rubby here. The sophomore pitcher with the off-speed pitch just misses inside. Good pitch there, right around the letters, but count will go to 2-0. Grant Dragmeyer will follow. He's also looking for his first hit of the day. He walked back in the 2nd inning. Short lead taken by Betts over here at first. Off he goes towards second. Fired down second, not in time. And that's going to be another steal for Kyle Betts. I believe that's his 2nd steal of the day so far. So Betts with some wheels is able to take second base. Field said quick up on his feet, but just didn't get his best throw down to second. So Bradshaw Christian here with no outs and a runner in scoring position. It's up to Stasi now. Rounded out, as we mentioned, 4-3 in the second, 6-3 in the third. Fluharty will look back to second, and Betts will duck back to the bag. An overcast afternoon here in Lodi. Wind blowing out to center field. Not really a factor, however, it has drizzled slightly through the middle innings of this game. The delivery from Fluharty is dealt with well by Fieldstead, diving hit to his right to smother the ball, but the count goes 3-0 now. A hitter's count to be Shuey here for Stasi. Fluharty is set. Here's his delivery. It's off speed, and that'll be ball 4. So after Betts singled, he walks Stasi on 4 pitches. And here's Grant Dragmeyer now, the right fielder for the Pride, with a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Fieldstead and Fluharty exchanging a couple of words there. Long lead taken off first here by Stasi. Infield playing in at the corners. Now first baseman Vedgley will charge in, laying down the bunt. It's a decent one as well. It should advance the runner. They fire across the third, and they won't get anybody. Oh, they're going to say he was safe at third. They thought they had the tag applied, and now the third base coach is incensed. This is not the first time today that Bradshaw Christian have felt the calls over at third base have not been in their favor. We've already seen Coach Drew Rickard get thrown out when Vandergrift was caught out at third base. The home plate umpire now will come over to explain the call. I'm not going to say he was out, but boy, he looked like he got in underneath the tag. It was a late throw from Fluharty over to third base. Bradshaw Christian fans are not impressed. That's the first out of the inning. The force at third. Dragmeyer reaches on the bunt. Well-placed bunt as well by Dragmeyer, about 10 feet in front of the plate on the third base side, but they never really looked to him. They instead wanted to get the force of third, and they got it. So 1 out in the inning, 2 on still though for Bradshaw Christian. The delivery from Fluharty is right over the heart of the plate for a strike to Zach Rogers. Rogers singled in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. As Michael mentioned, the Bradshaw Christian fans are on the third base side. They're going to bring in a pinch runner now for Bradshaw Christian, so Stasi will take a seat. Dominic Bromstead, the junior third baseman and outfielder, will take over for him at second. So pinch runner, Bromstead in for Stasi at second. Dragmeyer reached on the bunt, is on first. Fluharty's curveball is well high. Now the strike zone, so the count evens at a ball and a strike. Top of the 6th inning then from Zupo Field in Lodi. Bradshaw Christian in the driver's seat here, leading 5-2 in the top of the 6th, with 2 on and 1 out in the inning. Fieldstead sets up outside again. Delivery's low, smothered well by the catcher. 2-1 now. And Fieldstead's been busy today. Both Fluharty and Brochini favoring the off-speed pitches. We've seen a lot outside and we've seen a lot low, and for the most part, Fieldstead's did a good job of dealing with those pitches outside. 2-1 then, the count. Long lead taken at first base here. Now they're going to fire back to second, but diving back to the bag is Bromstead in time. Pride runners looking to go on contact here. Depends on whether Rogers can put it in play. Already we're based it on the day. He struck out looking in the fourth. I believe so. One of 2 strikeouts in so far for Mariposa pitching. Fieldstead again sets up outside. Delivery's in the dirt. He does well there. Runner advances to third. Surely they got him this time. And they do. Nice job by Fieldstead there, dealing with a tough outside pitch, but then quickly regaining his feet and firing a laser down to Levi Fain at third base to apply the tag. So Bradshaw Christian now 2 outs in the inning and a 3-1 count here to Rogers. Well, it was crucial for Mariposa to try and get out of this inning without allowing a Pride run. It's a 3-1 count here with 2 outs. Delivery from Fluharty gets past Fieldstead, and the runner will advance to third. And he's done such a good job in this inning in particular of dealing with the outside pitch. That one gets by him. And Dragmeyer is now down to third base. So Rogers takes the base on the ball 4 that got past the catcher. And now once again, Bradshaw Christian have runners on the corners. Runner in scoring position here on third. And back to the top of the order now, Brian Stone. So Stone calls for time. Crucial junction now of this game. A hit here if Bradshaw Christian would score on that extra insurance run that they would love to have. As Fluharty fakes the third. Leading 5-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. And needing just 6 more Grizzly outs here. Fakes the third, looks to first. Both runners are back. This would be a good opportunity for Fluharty to just concentrate on the batter. Stone grounded out 4-3. Flew out in the third. Or in the second, excuse me. Runner goes down to second. Fieldstead got his feet crossed up underneath him as Rogers takes second. No throw down to second base there, so runners on second and third now. As Michael mentioned, Bradshaw Christian have been very aggressive indeed on the base pass today. Continue to be even without Coach Rickard steering the ship, if you like. Time called by Stone. Want to know the count here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third for the Pride. Criswell to follow. And then the very dangerous Seth Vandergrift. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. To pull something off that delivery. The count evens at a ball on the strike. So it's Dragmeyer on third. Rogers on second. First base open here for the Pride. 1-1 count with 2 outs to Brian Stone, the center fielder. The 1-1 is low. Again, Fieldstead has to get his body behind the ball. He's going to take a second here. I got something in his eye, perhaps, there as umpire checks to make sure he's okay. Fieldstead will go out to the mound now for a quick word. 2 outs in the inning. And again, Mariposa would do well to get out of the inning here without allowing another run, but the Pride is certainly threatening here with runners on second and third. Two and 1 count then. Long looking from Fluharty for the sign. Here is the delivery. Off-speed pitch and a beauty right over the center of the plate. 2-2 now with 2 outs. Just needs another one now to get out of this inning for Mariposa. Trailing 5-2 here, top of the 6th. 2-2 count. 2 outs in the inning. Stone steps out. Rapt attention here from the fans. Tremendous turnout here on Memorial Day. The 2-2 is on its way. Off-speed pitch high. 3-2 now. The count goes full. Like Borgini before him, not an overpowering pitcher. Try and beat you with location. And he needs a good pitch here. Otherwise he could load the bases. Full count. Stone crowds the inside portion of the plate. The delivery is foul back to the screen. Good pitch. Right around the belt, but Stone a little late on it, fouls it off. Bradshaw Christian 5 runs and 7 hits, no errors. Mariposa 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Runners on second and third here. And a full count with 2 outs. The delivery is outside for ball 4. Just missed that outside portion of the plate. Bases are loaded then for Criswell. A base hit here would be a dagger to the heart of the Grizzlies. Trailing by 3. So Dragmeyer on third, Rogers on second, Stone on first. Here's the senior catcher, Josh Criswell. Looking for his first base hit of the day. He's 0 for 3, and that's a good pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Flew out to center field in both the first and second innings, grounded out 4-3 in the 5th. Criswell down a strike here. Field sets up outside. Field playing back. That pitch is outside despite the best efforts of Fieldstead to frame it on the outside corner. Doesn't get the call on the count, evens at a ball on the strike. And outfield playing straight away or well in from the wall. That pitch is dealt with again. Fieldstead doing a great job of preventing the ball from getting past him. And ranging to his right. The combination of the leg and the glove to prevent that from going by him. Count 2-1 now. The very dangerous Seth Vandergrift on deck. Bases loaded here. Nowhere to put Criswell. That one's high. 3-1. Flew Hardy has to rely, as we mentioned, on the location rather than just pure heat. The 3-1 is ball 4 inside. And he's not missing by much. But with no place to put Criswell, Dragmeyer scores from third on the walk. So it's now 6-2. Bradshaw Christian lead. Here's Vandergrift. As we mentioned, homered in the first to get this party started for the Pride. Flew out to center in the third. And then singled in the 5th. 2 for 3 on the day. Swings at the first pitch. Skies that one off left side, foul. Tremendous shot, though, back in the first inning. Good 350, 360 out there to right center field over at least a 12-foot wall. And when he has connected with the ball at other times, is really giving it a ride. That gets through Fieldstead, can't find it, goes out to his right, runner scores from third base. Rogers comes home, sliding. Oh, it was tough for Fieldstead there. He knew the ball got past him. He turned around. He couldn't find it as it rolled off to the right side of home plate. By the time he turned and looked for home, Rogers is already sliding in. It's 2 runs home. And Bradshaw Christian still have 2 runners on here with 2 out. No balls in the strike here to the left-handed batting Vandergrift. Delivery is swung on and grounded to second base. They have it. They fire across in time for the out. But Bradshaw Christian scores some crucial insurance runs there, bringing 2 runs home in the top of the 6th inning. Middle of the 6th, it's Bradshaw Christian 7, Mariposa 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Zupo Field in Lodi for the 2012-2013 Sac-Joaquin Section Division 6 Baseball Championship. Stephen Davies and Michael Smith here with you from Zupo Field. Vincent Huergas is providing the video coverage for us this afternoon on a unseasonably cool and cloudy Memorial Day. We even had a little spot of drizzle, a couple of umbrellas still out in the stands here. And here's Ragsdale back on top of the hill for the Pride. And that's strike one to Fieldstead. So it's Fieldstead, Kutsubos, and Marrow here in the bottom of the sixth. Mariposa is starting to run out of opportunities here. But that's going to be a single to start the inning for Fieldstead. Nicely placed base hit there over the shortstop, who's rising high to try and reel that one in. But Fieldstead is aboard. And Mariposa have a runner on here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The fifth hit given up on the day by Ragsdale. 2 runs over 6, or over 5 innings, I should say. 2 runs given up. Total of 87 pitches so far. So no outs and a runner on here for Kutsubos, and he takes strike one. Ragsdale dominant so far. Not being afraid to bring the heat. There's another perfectly placed fastball over the center of the plate for strike 2. No outs in the inning. A runner on first is Fieldstead for the Grizzlies. Ragsdale will look across to the bag. Generous lead taken by Fieldstead at first. Pitch is swung on, hits a shallow. Right around shortstop, tough for the infielders, and ranging back at the last second there to get the out was Heisinger. He got turned around a little bit there, trying to find the ball. Hit high in the air to short, and thought third baseman Vandergriff might have had the play initially, but Heisinger calls him off. Makes the first out of the inning, so Ragsdale there's ready, and Tristan Marrow calls time. Fieldstead, the runner over first base. Ragsdale's pitch is outside with the fastball. Ball, no strikes. Ooh, just back in time, Marrow. See if he could get an extra step or two there on Ragsdale and smartly dive back to the bag. But again, an aggressive lead taken over first by Marrow. Pitch is outside. 2-0 now to Marrow. Fieldstead, the runner over at first base, excuse me. Aggressive with the lead. Bradshaw, Christine, 7 runs and 7 hits, no errors. Mariposa, 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Ragsdale's delivery finds the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now the count with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning here from Zupo Field in Lodi. Outfield shaded towards right. Big gap there up the middle. Diving back, and they thought they had him there. Boy, Fieldstead got a finger in front there of the tag. And I don't think he'll be taking such a generous lead at first this time around, because Ragsdale was mighty close to picking him off at first base. Stasi there, got a great tag applied. Ragsdale fires a bullet across to first, and well, Fieldstead just about got underneath the tag. Two and one delivery then from Ragsdale's on its way, swung on and hit to left field, but playable, and they have it for the second out. Kyle Betts makes the catch in the outfield for the Pride. Well hit ball. It stayed up just a little bit too long, and Betts able to set his feet and reeled it in for the second out. The umbrellas come out once again. It's such a light drizzle here, but so uncharacteristic for this time of year. The unofficial start of summer, and the umbrellas are out here in Lodi. 2 outs in the inning then. First delivery to James Palmer. Misses for a ball. Field said the runner on first, so he singled to start the inning. Back-to-back outs then, garnered by Ragsdale. 1-0 pitch on its way, almost hit him. Palmer steps smartly out of the way of that one. 2-0 now the count. Palmer steps in the box. Fieldstead takes the lead. Over at first base, Ragsdale from the first base side of the rubber sets and delivers. That's outside for ball 3. So if you're Palmer, you'd like to see him take a pitch here from Ragsdale, see if he can challenge him. Mariposa now trailing by 5 runs, need runners on base. So only a favorable count here, 3-0. Delivery is inside, good pitch over the inside portion of the plate for a strike. Right around the belt for strike 1. 3-1 the count now with 2 outs. Wind blowing across the outfield from right to left. Breeze not much of a factor today. 3-1 delivery's on its way. That's going to be strike 2. Palmer can't believe it. He thought that was ball 4 to be sure. It looked a little outside, but the umpire took a long look at that one. Palmer was halfway to first base before the umpire called that strike 2. I don't think either coach has been very happy with the officiating so far today. Drew Rickett in particular was not, as he's already been ejected from the game. 7-2 the lead then for Mariposa. Full count delivery's on its way, and that's going to be ball 4. Again, the umpire takes a long time to look over the framing of Criswell that time. And that time Palmer was halfway down the first base line. More importantly now, 2 outs in the inning, 2 runners on for Mariposa. And here's Nick Broccini. Broccini struck out looking in the 3rd and was walked in the 5th. He scored in the 5th inning as well. Delivery from Ragsdale is over the outside over the inside portion of the plate, excuse me, for strike 1. So field set on second. Palmer with a well-engineered at bat to take the walk. Time called. Infield is not really playing. The runners close to the bag. Ragsdale delivers. That's foul back to the screen. Broccini just a little late on that one. And he's quickly down 2 strikes now. Imagine it's about to get loud here on the Bradshaw Christine side. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on here. Ragsdale trying to snuff it out right here. The 0-2 delivery is swung on a miss. He got him swinging. Broccini strikes out for the 2nd time. But Ragsdale comes back with his bread and butter, the fastball over the inside portion of the plate. With 6 innings complete, it's Bradshaw Christine 7, Mariposa 2. Back with you in just a moment. Back with you live from Zupo Field here in Lodi, California. Steve Davies, Michael Smith, Vincent Huagas from the Grape, Michael, the Grape Zone, what do they call it, Grape Complex here?
You know, the Great Bowl Complex?
The Great Bowl Complex, we'll call it. The Great Bowl Football Stadium directly behind us here in Zupo Field, built in the 20s. Has that classic old minor league ballpark field, to be sure. Copious foul ground behind the. We got yeah, we haven't noted that so far. There's a flagpole actually in the field of play there, just to the left of straightaway center field. As we mentioned, 378 to center field here, 325 down the foul lines. Mariposa running out of opportunities here. Top of the 7th inning, they really need to put the pride to sleep here and try and get back to the bat as soon as possible. It will be Ragsdale, Heisinger, and Betts then for the pride here in the top of the 7th. Fluharty still in there, delivers outside for ball 1. Ragsdale flew out in the 1st inning to right field, but then singled in the 3rd and in the 5th, so he's 2 for 3 on the day. He's been doing it both on the mound and with the bat in his hand as well. There's a good pitch on the inside for a strike. Count evens at 1-1 here to Ragsdale. These two teams been among the dominant forces in Division 6 baseball in the Sac-Joaquin section since they instituted this division back in 2007. Mariposa have won the title 3 times. Bradshaw Christian once. Bradshaw Christian taking a 15-2 victory in 2011. That one's drilled to center field, over the head of the center fielder. Ragsdale's around first, round second, and he's on his way to 3rd. Ragsdale's going to be in there sliding with the head for a slide for a triple. His fine day at the plate continues. 3 hits now for the big senior. And a head for a slide that Ricky Henderson would approve. Pride now with a chance to avenge last year's loss. They lost 4-3 last year. They were the champions in 2011. And they're on their way now to a 2nd Division 6 title. Here we go. Delivery almost hit the batter. That's Heisinger. Left-handed stick. Just got out of the way of that delivery from Fluharty. Ragsdale absolutely crushed that ball to 2nd field. No chance for Kelsey there, playing center field for the Grizzlies. It was over his head, rolled to the wall. I think Ragsdale would have been safe standing at 3rd, but instead chose to get the uniform a little dirty. 2 balls and no strikes in the count. Heisinger fouls that off. Just got a piece of that one. Fouls it off right side. 2-1 the count. Two and 1 count. No outs in the inning. Mariposa trailing by 5 runs. We'll have one more opportunity in the bottom of the 7th to try and claw into this Bradshaw Christian lead. And that's low for ball 3. Perhaps for the first time today, we might see an appearance of the big orange ball in the sky. It's been a cloudy, even overcast, and unseasonably cool day here so far. That's ball 4. Fieldstead again does well to smother that one, but Bradshaw Christian have runners on the corners now. And here's Kyle Betts. Walked in the 2nd, grounded out 6-3 in the 3rd, and singled in the last inning. Ragsdale opened the inning in fine style, belting a triple to deep center field. Delivery swung on. That's given a ride out to left center field, but fielder's underneath it. Now Ragsdale comes in from 3rd base, and he'll score easily Bradshaw Christian increased their lead to 8-2. On a fly out to center field from Kyle Betts. And here's Blake Stasi now with 1 out in the inning and a runner on first base. So Heisinger takes the lead at first. 6-run lead for the Pride now here in the top of the 7th inning. Stasi more of a crouching stance. Fire across the first from Fluharty, not in time. First delivery's on its way. Down to second goes the runner, and he's going to beat the tag. And now he's going to take off to third as the ball gets past the shortstop. Fires across in time. They won't get the tag applied, and he's safe for third. So Heisinger, knowing he can run on the catcher, takes second base. The field says throw was bobbled by the second baseman. The shortstop had come across to cover. The ball got by the second baseman. The shortstop then, Broccini, fire down to third, but they couldn't get the tag applied on Heisinger, so again, more aggressive base running from Bradshaw Christian. They now have a runner at third with 1 out. And a strike on Blake Stasi, the first baseman here. 0-1 is outside, 1-1 the count. Stasi still looking for his first hit of the day, walked in the 6th, grounded out in the 2nd and the 3rd, both to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on third. Pride lead 8-2. Field sets up outside. Fluharty's delivery is low, 2-1. Two-and-one delivery then. It's on its way. Fieldstead does well to smother that one. That was kind of tipped a little bit there by Fluharty and died about a couple feet in front of the plate. 3-1 now. Time is called. And that's going to be a balk on the pitch, so Stasi will take first base. Coach Vedgley will come out for a word with the first base umpire. He'd already made the delivery and was getting ready to set for his next one, and that's when the first base umpire called a balk, giving Stasi first base. So runners on first and third, and here's Dragmeyer.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Stasi awarded first base, although fire across to shorten up the lead there, but it wasn't like he'd started his motion. He hadn't yet set into to throw, so either way, the Pride of runners on first and third. They fake to third, look to first. Both runners back in time. 8-2 the Pride lead here in the 7th. And threatening for more here with 1 out and 2 on. Escalon and Capital Christian fans starting to file in. Off goes the run into second. That's Stasi. Fieldstead's throw gets past the second baseman, but good job by Broccini backing him up there. Scoop that one up. Could have been more problems there for Mariposa on defense. And that's something Bradshaw Christian have exploited time and time again today. Stealing second base. And that's going to be a balk on Fluharty. So has had some trouble in this inning, to be sure, and the game certainly getting away from the Grizzlies now, which eventually comes out to bring the entire infield for conference on the mound, as his starters' mechanics have fallen apart a little bit here in the top of the 7th. First of 3 games will be coming for you live here on PlayOnSports.com. In the Sac-Joaquin section, the Division 5 title game between Escalon and Capital Christian coming up at the conclusion of this game. Long game here, about 2 hours and 15 minutes in. 1 out in the inning then, after the Fluharty balk scored another run. Bradshaw Christian have a runner on third, that's Stasi. As Betts came home to score on the balk in the previous at bat. 2-0 the count here to Dragmeyer. And that's going to be ball 3, low in the dirt. Wheels coming off the Grizzly wagon here a little bit. 3-0 count now to Dragmeyer. Delivery is swung on and clubbed to left center field. That's going to be trouble. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Stasi scores from first. Dragmeyer will hold up at second, standing with a double. A perfectly placed bullet to the outfield. Rolls all the way to the wall. And Bradshaw Christian reached double digits, leading this game now 10-2. Here's Rogers in the 9th batter in the order. Singled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, walked in the 6th. Here he is now for his 4th plate appearance of the day. Looks at ball 1 high and outside from Fluharty. So we've seen Dragmeyer and Ragsdale crushing the ball to the deepest corners of this outfield. There's a good pitch. And that evens the count of the ball and the strike. Speed pitch right over the heart of the plate. So Rogers. Bradshaw Christian 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The slider there upstairs. 2-1. Look back to second half for Fluharty. His delivery is outside for ball 3. Top of the order then, Brian Stone will bat next here with 1 out in the inning. Runner on second is Dragmeyer. Stand-up double for Dragmeyer in the previous at bat. That one is skied to center field. Playable. Making the catch is Tristan Marrow there playing center field now for Caleb Kelsey. 2 outs now. And might have a pinch hitter here for Bradshaw Christian. We will indeed. It's Bradley Maybe, the 6'2 senior. Will get his first at bat of the day. So here's Maybe. Senior batting .447 on the year. Limited appearances. This is his 46th plate appearance of the season. 17 of 38, 18 RBIs, 6 doubles and a triple. Swings at the first pitch. Tough play. Dealt with it first. Nicely done for the 3rd out. That took a wicked hop in front of Edgley that time. Might have come up and hit him in the shoulder or the chin, but able to deal with it. But a lot of work now for the Grizzlies to do here. Bottom of the 7th, 3 outs remaining. They trail by 8 runs. It's Bradshaw Christian 10, Mariposa 2. Back with you live on PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the CIF Sac-Joaquin Section Division 6 Baseball Championship game between Bradshaw Christian and Mariposa. And the Pride are just 3 outs away now from taking their second Division 6 title. The second in 3 years I should say. Defeating Delta back in 2011, 15-2 in 6 innings. Losing a heartbreaker to Mariposa last year. And the big reason why Bradshaw Christian find themselves in this position is the dominant starting pitching of the man on the mound. Looking for a complete game. It would be his first of the season for Austin Ragsdale, and no better time to do it than right now. Facing the first, second, and third batters in the order. He's already got 2 strikes to make that 3 strikes on Sam Tucker. That's his 9th K of the day. For the big senior right-handed pitcher. He mowed him down there. Second time he's got Tucker to strike out, looking in the 5th, and now, or swinging in the 5th, looking in the 7th. Here's Levi Fune, and this is the guy he's had a little trouble dealing with in this game so far. Team single back in the 1st and the 3rd, and doubled in the 5th, so 3 for 3 on the day. And that's strike 2. Wow, he's wasting no time here. He's Mr. Ragsdale. Paints both sides of the plate there with those first 2 pitches. And he wants to finish it off right here. Fastball swung on and clubbed to left field. Fielder is underneath it and makes the catch. A little extra mustard on that delivery there from Ragsdale. And to Fune's credit, he gave it a good ride out to left field, but Bradshaw Christian fans rise to their feet now. 1 out required for their second Division 6 title. It's down to Bodie Vedgley now. Delivery from Ragsdale's over the outside corner of the plate for a strike. He's still throwing the heat as effectively as he did at the start of this game. Nowhere down from this star pitcher, and now he goes back to the inside corner for strike 2. And you can just imagine now the Bradshaw Christian fans on their feet. The 0-2. Ragsdale is in there for strike 3. 10 strikeouts for Ragsdale. And he gets mobbed by his teammates. What a performance from Austin Ragsdale. He goes the distance. 5 hits given up, 2 runs, 10 Ks. And the senior was dominant from the start. After giving up a walk and a single in the 1st inning, he struck out the next 3 batters. Struck out 6 of them in the first 2 and kept up his dominant form even after a couple of hiccups in the middle innings. And I think it's safe to say that the senior righty is your Play on Sports player of the game. Going the distance, 10 Ks, 2 runs given up on 5 hits. And Bradshaw Christian, for the second time, the Sac-Joaquin Section Division 6 baseball champions, more importantly, making up for a heartbreaking defeat in the 2012 title game. Teams exchange high fives after the game. Bradshaw Christian, once again, are your winners over Mariposa, 10-2. We're going to take a break. We'll be getting ourselves ready for the second game of our triple header here on Play on Sports on Memorial Day from Zupo Field in Lodi. Once again, your Division 6 championship winners, Bradshaw Christian over Mariposa, 10-2. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second game of our triple header, Escalon and Capital Christian, as the 2 teams take the field here. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes' time.